Go ahead, put it on real tight. Hope you brought your best tonight. They say they got the fireworks, yeah, they say they got the show. You're around the shoots, you're the best, so let's go.
This is Texas Toast. I'm your host, Miss Helen. Kick back and enjoy as we toast the best from Texas.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Texas Toast. I'm Miss Helen, along with a special guest that I can't wait to dive in. I have so many questions to ask you because you are just incredible with how you've built your career in just such a short time. So who am I talking about? I'm talking about the boy from Anderson County, Kolby Cooper. Hi, welcome, Kolby.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you having me.
Yes. So you grew up in a very small rural area outside of Palestine in Bradford. So tell me what it was like growing up. I know it was very, very small.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think I didn't even realize how small it was until I graduated high school, and kind of moved off. But I looked it up after I moved because I was trying to show somebody where I was from. And under where the name was, it said population like 35. And I was like, oh, that's crazy. But it was awesome. It was the middle of nowhere, but you knew everybody there. We had a ton of friends, and I grew up on ranches and stuff. So I grew up, riding and roping and everything, I guess, the cowboy stuff. And then as I got older, got more into sports and all that, and I guess music at the same time. And I was playing music from, I think I played my first official show in the summer after 8th grade, and ever since then I've just played as much as I can, I guess.
I know, it's amazing. It's ironic, the Anderson County connection, because on the other side of Palestine is where my son-in-law is from, Elkhart.
Oh, really? That's
so
funny.
When we go that way, sometimes we'll have stuff at his folks' place, and we stay in Palestine and go to the little venues down there, and it's a nice area. So anyway, back to you. I'm sorry, but
No,
it was because knowing the area and what it's like there. But this is, I don't know if a lot of people know this, but I just think this is incredible. And you actually have my son beat on this one because he married his wife that he's known since 6th grade, and you've known your wife since 3rd grade.
Yes, I have her. She moved into Cayuga, which is a really small 2A, not far from Bradford. I went there my whole life from kindergarten through, I guess, senior year. She moved there in 3rd grade, and then we became best friends in 4th grade because her mom lived right across from my grandparents' land, so we'd go ride 4-wheelers and stuff, and that's kind of how we, I guess, connected first. And and as seniors, we started dating, and now we have 2 little girls and we're married. So
I love that story. That's the kind of stuff that happens a lot in Texas, in those little areas like that. So congratulations to you on that. So from what I understand, you wrote a single called Fall on the school bus.
I did. It's funny. So I had started this song like 6 months prior, and then I started dating Jillian, my wife now, and I was also playing basketball my senior year of high school, and I hated playing because we were so new dating that I just wanted to be home after school. I didn't want to go play basketball, and I remember I guess we just lost our last game of the season. And on the way home, I was sitting here writing the song, and I just kind of finished, on the basketball school bus on the way home from a game at like 8:40 at night. I finished, I guess, the rest of Fall kind of for Jillian to show her when I got home and whatnot. And then we recorded it, I guess 3 years later on our first full length. So it's really cool.
I know. So you went, basically looking at your timeline with your career, it's amazing that you went from your little bitty area, your high school, to millions of streams. How did that happen?
I like to think that we got really lucky, and a lot of hard work, and a lot of hard work by a lot of people, not just me, but a lot of people that, you don't really get to see, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Who were some of those people maybe that were inspirations or your biggest cheerleaders? Or
I mean, my wife, my manager, Jared, my tour manager, JT, my publisher, Falcon. I mean, really anyone that's in our corner is my biggest cheerleader, which is one of my biggest advantages, I feel. as I've always got someone that's cheering me on 100% no matter what.
Mhm. So your songwriting skills are just amazing. So how do you draw your inspiration for writing your songs? Because you have such a good mix on your different tunes.
Yeah, I think, yeah, I mean, a lot of the songs I'm pulling from personal experiences. I think every song I try to pull from whatever personal experience I have, but like we were saying earlier, I started dating my wife as seniors, so there's not a ton as far as the heartbreak goes. But at the same time, all my best friends are, you know, 19 through 28 years old right now, and they're all on the road with me. And I guess now most of them are in relationships, but before that, all of them were, in relationships with girls that were, probably not the relationship type. And, they got their hearts broken a few times. So it just makes it easy when your friends aren't very good at picking.
So there's how you're getting some of your material. Well, let's talk about some of your songs. One what we want to talk about is One Night Stand.
Okay. So One Night Stand is one of the only ones that I didn't write. And the story of how I found it is actually funny. I was in Nashville for 2 weeks in December of 2019, and it was like the first time ever that I'd spent 2 weeks alone ever, I guess. And at the end of the first week, and I'm also like, I guess I don't do well alone. Like I hate being alone. I'm more of an, like I like being around people. And at the end of the first week, I was like, oh, like this sucks. I really, I want to hang out with somebody. And then I was writing with my buddy Jordan that day. And oh God, our alarm's going off downstairs. There we go. I think my wife was cooking. Anyways, so Jordan, I was writing with him, and he was like, "Hey man, I'm playing this writers round tonight. You should come out." And I was like, "All right." I mean, there's nothing else I can do. He's like, "I can get you." Like, I was, I think 20 at the time, so I still couldn't get in. He was like, "We'll sneak in the back door and we'll get you a seat, whatever." I was like, "All right, bet." So we went and sat down, and he played this whole set. And then the last song he played, he was like, "No one's ever gonna record this song." Like, blah blah blah. And then he played it. It was One Night Stand. And after, I was like, "Hey, dude, is anyone gonna cut that song?" He's like, "No." I was like, "Well, let me." And he was like, perfect. And that's the story. And it was one of my favorites when I heard it. It's still one of my favorites today, as far as the songwriting and everything in it.
And then of course Excuses was huge for you.
Yes. So Excuses, our guitar player Paul Oliger, he was dating this girl, and everybody thought she was really really cool, and she was sweet and everything. And then he showed up to bus call one day, and he was all sad, and we were like, "What's wrong, buddy?" And he was just like, "Well, she broke up with me, and she just said that, it wasn't meant to be, and that I was too good for her, and blah, 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 blah." I was like, "Ooh, that's not good, man." And I think that Monday, I went to write, and I was writing with Brett Tyler and Jordan Walker again. And Brett was like, "Hey, I got this idea called Excuses." And I was like, "Dude, let's not work on anything else. Let's work on that, because I've got this perfect story. My guitar player is brokenhearted at the house right now. If anything, the song's at least going to make him feel better." And that's kind of how that one came to be.
And I have like a whole list of, so I know we're limited on some of the songs we can talk about, but some of the mentionables for me is Leave Me My Heart, Good for You, her favorite songs, Way to Go, and If I Still Had It.
Yep. Those are some of my favorites also. So which one you want to talk about?
Okay, I'm gonna skip around, because another one that I always run across some of the, because I listen to all the music, not just radio releases, but I love your music. But to me, Cannonball is so reflective of you, because coming up so young and being so successful, and I just thought, man, that Cannonball, that's all about him.
Yeah, 1,000,000%. I wrote that song with my buddy Ben Burgess. And I mean, as soon as I woke up that morning, like I just had the word Cannonball in my head. Like as soon as I woke up, and I was like, we got to write the song today. Like, because I was 19 at the times, and my thought was just like, man, how many kids that I graduated with 2 years ago are really chasing their dreams, whatever that be, are trying to actually make it happen. And I was like, not many, probably,
Right.
Not even just that I graduated with, just in general. And I was like, that's dope. Like, keep making that happen. And I got there, and I kind of told Ben the story, and he was like, "Man, like, funny enough, like for as much as that means to you being so young, is like for me, like being 38, 40, and having all my friends be the same age. Like I got a lot of friends that haven't done anything with their life or haven't done anything that they truly want to do. And it's like, I feel like this is that kind of song that you hear it and it's like a wake up call. And that's when we wrote it, that was the goal, is just, I'm not trying to tell you what to do, but at least try and chase your dream.
Yeah, it is. And it's I'm glad we got to talk about that. And speaking of chasing your dreams, things are really happening for you. You got signed by BBR Music Group.
Yes, ma'am.
So tell me about that.
So it was a long process, and I guess we did it at Billy Bob's also. So we played our Billy Bob's debut, and the same day we signed the deal. So it was extra special. But it's been great. I mean, we're gearing up for another release, and just we got a lot of big plans we're working on, and I'm excited.
I can tell. You should see how your face just changed when you were talking about that. I mean, you have this natural smile anyway, but you were talking about that and your look got okay. So we'll have some exciting stuff coming up, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, yes, man. Sure.
So who were some of your favorite musicians growing up?
So growing up, you could probably see right here, I have a Waylon poster. It's signed.
I see it now. Yes.
Waylon, I got the tattoo right here. And then Nirvana, I got the tattoo right here. Like, I mean, I have a very, very wide variety of influences. Like, I mean, from the Texas side, like Charlie Robinson, and I mean, Cross Canadian Ragweed, Randy Rogers, and really everyone from the scene I grew up listening to. And then, Waylon Jennings, Chris Ledoux, I mean, anybody. I listened, I mean, to every old country artist, and then outside of country, I listened to a ton of rock and a ton of rap and everything. I try to take in music, I guess, from every angle, because I guess thoroughly enjoy music first.
Yes. So being so young and then all of a sudden your music blowing up, all these streams, it was time to put your band together. So tell me about your band and how they all came together.
So our band, it took a couple of years of playing to finally get the core group of guys in, but now we've got on drums, we have Taylor Barham. He's been with us for over 3 years now, and they're all of them are my best friends, and the whole crew. We've got a great group of guys, and then on bass, Elon Seeley, and they're all very unique in their own way too, and they're very funny. And we've got a lot of videos that we've put out that show that you can go watch. And then guitar player, the one that had his heart broke, Paul. And then our other guitar player, who's been with us the longest, I think, he joined like, I want to say like 4 or 5 months after our official full-time start date. So like he's been with us, for almost 4 years now. His name is Kelly. He's our other guitar player. But yeah, we've got a great group of guys. And then JT, tour manager, has been, I mean, my best friend since 4th grade. So I met him. He moved to KU at the same time as my wife. And then we all, became best friends in 4th grade. And I guess they're still my 2 best friends. So pretty awesome.
Oh, wow. All one big family, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yes. So what are your live shows like?
They are, I mean, it's just a big party. We try to, have the crowd be as included as they can be with the show and being interactive, and we just try to make sure that they're doing nothing but having a good time the whole time.
And I noticed that you have some big Texas shows coming up. You've got a show at HEB Center, Chili Fest, another Billy Bob's. That's some awesome dates for the Texas run.
Oh yeah, I am extra excited for the next coming months and the shows that we're playing. Going to be a lot of fun ones.
When you're not doing music, when maybe you take a little break, what is it you like to do?
Okay. So I mean, I love fishing and hunting. With as much as we tour, I would have to fish and hunt on the road. There's just not many places. I guess I need to start bringing a fishing pole. There's definitely plenty of places to fish, but I like to play video games a lot. And I like to play golf. So those are probably my 2 main hobbies, are golf and video games. And hunting is definitely there. It's just I haven't got to go since May, but last time I went, I mean, it was great. I killed a buffalo, a ram, axe. I mean, it was a great time.
Awesome.
So I make sure whenever I go hunting that I get to really hunt and do as much as I want, just because I only get to go for like, maybe 10 days every year. But I try to make it count.
Yeah, and you need to always carry your fishing gear with you. But like I live on the Gulf Coast. I'm in Matagorda, so
Okay.
fishing is my passion. I fish all the time, but you can always keep your tackle box with artificial lures
Yeah.
and have your shit rigged up, and all you got to do is find you some water and chunk it, brother.
I actually got to go on a deep sea fishing trip back in May for the first time ever, and it was something I really wanted to do. And we played this Boots on the Beach in Cabo that Casey Donahue puts on. And I mean, this was the first time, my first time meeting a lot of these dudes. And I mean, Randy Rogers texted me Tuesday morning, like, hey, you want to go fishing with us tomorrow? And I was like, oh yeah, like this is my first time talking to him. Like, he invited me fishing. Now I'm nervous. And we went out there and it was great. And everybody was super, super nice. And I got to catch, I guess, the first fish of the day. They hooked a marlin. They're like, all right, you want it? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, you want to sit down? I was like, no, I'm going to stand up. Like, all right, you want to strap in? I was like, no, I'm going to stand up.
You didn't strap in at all?
I didn't strap in at all. So I'm standing there, doing the real.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's jabbed in my gut and I'm vibing. I mean, I was doing great. And then I looked up and Smitty, who he lives near us in Tyler, he's became one of our buddies since then. I looked down, he was rubbing lotion on my legs. And I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, man, I don't know if you know this, but you've been standing up for an hour trying to catch this fish, and your legs, they're about to start bubbling up because of the sun. I was like, oh, like I felt like I'd been doing it for 10 minutes. I guess the adrenaline was like just flowing so much, and it wound up taking 2 full hours to reel this marlin in. But I posted a picture on my Instagram somewhere if anyone wants to go look at it. It was huge. It was great. It was
that's a great experience. And I think that's one of the things, and especially when you're offshore and you're working on a big one like that. But it's like it's just you and that fish. Yeah. And that's like I have a dear friend that fishes with us a lot, and he said, that's one thing. He said once you set that line and you get them on and you set the hook, it's between you and that fish. Yes, no, because nobody touches my rod. It's like here, let me take it. Oh no, you're not taking my rod.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, but a marlin, that's awesome.
It was incredible. We got to they cooked it for us and everything right there too, and it was the best seafood I've ever had in my entire life. So it was a great experience.
And that was in Cabo?
Yes, ma'am.
That's on my bucket list to go fish.
Oh, it was definitely top tier. You should totally make it happen.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's going to wrap it up. Anything else that you want to share with the audience before we wrap things up?
Get ready for new music and come see us at a show.
Yes. And you can go to Kolby's website. He has a schedule there and everything. Kolby with the K, OLBY COOPER. So I have one more question to ask you before I let you go. If you were a cocktail, what would you be?
If I was a cocktail, what would I be? I would be a THC infused cocktail.
Okay. Okay. All right. Way to go.
Or a simple Crown and Coke. One of the other.
There you go. Okay, Kolby, it's been wonderful visiting with you, and hopefully I can catch you down the road one of these days, everyone. Kolby Cooper.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
And with a heavy tongue, she knew where I was from. As she left, I dared to say,